Rainwater and snowmelt that flows across paved, hardened surfaces to the nearest storm drain becomes stormwater. This can carry pollutants directly to our local waterways. Proper storage of materials and chemicals is one of the most important pollution prevention methods. Materials that are not stored correctly become stormwater pollution when they leak or are disposed of improperly. All liquid and granular materials must be stored indoors to prevent material runoff into the MS4 and to prevent rainwater from running onto the storage area. Containers should be stored off the floor within secondary containment bins and closed when not in use. Ensuring sufficient aisle space will help reduce the chance for spills. Containers that are properly labeled tell users what the material is and give health, safety, and environmental precautions. Labeled products are more likely to be properly used and disposed of and are less likely to become stormwater pollutants. If you find an unlabeled container during your work activities, determine the contents and label it immediately with a permanent marker. Never store materials in used food containers or contaminated containers, such as those used previously for hazardous waste. Identify hazardous materials at your facility and dispose of them properly. The product's Material Safety Data Sheet, or MSDS, is a good guide for determining hazardous content. Hazardous materials should be disposed of in sealed containers labeled for disposal. Never pour hazardous materials down a storm drain or sink, and don't put them in the regular trash. It's also important that you never mix them with non-hazardous materials. Absorbents can be used to clean up spills, including hazardous materials like oil and gas, but absorbents must be tested for hazardous materials prior to disposing of them in the regular trash. Non-hazardous materials can be disposed of in regular trash cans or dumpsters, but keep the lids closed to prevent trash from being blown out of the dumpster or rainwater infiltrating the garbage. Also, look for recycling options in your community. To keep trash and liquid wastes from entering storm drains, your facility's dumpsters should be in proper working condition. Lids should be intact and closed at all times. Open lids, holes, and rusted areas can allow trash to fly out and liquids to drain onto the pavement. Be especially aware that storm drains near dumpster areas do not receive dumpster drainage. Outdoor storage of drums, barrels, and tanks is acceptable if these containers are sealed, do not have operational taps, are not leaky, and do not show signs of deterioration. Additionally, materials cannot be transferred from these containers while outdoors. Drums, barrels, and tanks that do have operational taps and are stored outdoors must be stored within secondary containment, and drip pans must be inserted under taps. Examples of outdoor secondary containments are concrete or plastic barrier walls or containment pallets. Containment pallets are the preferred method for drum storage. Material stockpiles such as mulch, topsoil, road salt, and compost can quickly become stormwater pollutants if not properly protected from precipitation and stormwater run-on. These materials can wash away or leach pollutants like nutrients, chloride, and solids into the storm sewer system. All stockpiles should be located away from storm drains, ditches, and streams. Permanent as well as temporary stockpiles must be covered and bermed to prevent erosion, runoff, and run-on. Roofs and tarps can be used to cover most materials. Topsoil can be stabilized with a rapidly germinating seed mix during warmer months. During fall leaf collection, keep in mind that leaves can only be stored temporarily at your jurisdiction's designated leaf dump sites. While in temporary storage, leaf piles should be contained within berms and leachate should be prevented from running off into streams or the storm sewer system. After collection season, leaves should be moved to a composting operation.